Well, it's day 20, the next to last day in our Seeing Jesus challenge. And today we read about Joseph of Arimathea, this wealthy man, this member of the Sanhedrin, who comes and asks for the body of Jesus so that he can bury him, so he can make sure Jesus wasn't buried in the pauper's grave, and then gave him the honor of burying Jesus in a new family grave that he had just purchased. And that was a way of acknowledging that he believed in Jesus, and he recognized who Jesus was. But as we think about that reality, there's three points I want to make from Joseph of Arimathea's story. And the first one is this: you can't remain a secret follower of Christ forever. Eventually, you have to reveal yourself. Jesus said that we should be known by our fruits. And so eventually, if we're really truly a follower of Christ, then that has to work its way out in our lives. It has to work its way out in our lives simply in the fact that we're supposed to be new people. We're supposed to be being changed in the essence of our being, in our character, and in our conduct, in our conversation, and becoming more and more like Christ every day. And so people should see Jesus in us and recognize Him in the way that we live our lives. And so you can't keep that a secret. Eventually it has to work its way out, or it's supposed to. Eventually we have to bear fruit by being witnesses for Jesus and letting people know that we're followers of Christ, and inviting them to come to be followers with us as well. Again, we're supposed to be known by our fruits. You know, I'm always tell people I'm an agriculturally challenged person. When we lived in California, I used to think that they should have a law that says when you're driving down the highway and you're passing all these farms with all these different plants, they should have a sign to tell you what's planted there, because I can't tell one plant or one tree from another until they start bearing fruit, and then I can recognize, oh, that's a peach tree, or that's an apricot tree, or that's a walnut tree. I remember years ago I moved into an office, and I was very excited when they told me there was a pear tree right outside my office. And we moved in the winter, and so it was barren and nothing there. And I waited with great anticipation as the spring came and the weather got warmer, and it had these beautiful flowers on it. And I was waiting with great anticipation for the pears. And it turned out it never bore fruit. It wasn't a tree that bore fruit. It flowered and it looked pretty, but it didn't produce anything that you could eat or that you could enjoy. And I think a lot of Christians try to be like that. We try to be flowery and fluffy with our Christianity, but eventually we got to bear fruit. That's what it means to be a follower of Christ. The second truth is this: it's never too late to start serving Christ. We always can start somewhere. We may have put it off, and we may have been trying to live a secret life, but eventually we need to be serving Jesus. And so it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. Today is the opportunity. Today is the moment that you can start serving Jesus and being used by Him and doing the things that He wants you to do. And that brings me to the third thing I want to say about serving Jesus, which is this: you can never reach a place where there's nothing you can do for Christ. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says that we get to the place where God can't use us anymore. We never get too old. We never get to the place where God says, well, you're past your point of usefulness. God can use all of us. God can use any of us. What we do may change, and maybe we can't do some of the things we used to, but there's always something we can do today for Jesus. It might be to pray. It might be to write a note and of encouragement, or pick up the phone and call somebody. It might be to bake a pie and take it to a friend or a neighbor who's having a tough time. Maybe they've been through surgery and we can make a meal for them and serve them. Maybe it's as simple as holding the door for someone who's struggling to get in. But there's always something we can do to serve Jesus Christ if we look for the opportunities. So I think the challenge from Joseph of Arimathea's life is this: don't try to be a secret follower of Jesus. Let your love for Christ show today. Find ways to serve Him by serving other people, and have a great day.